Hello interwebs, welcome to Let's Build Computers. Today we're taking a look at the Phanteks Enthoo Pro case. So this is a similar kind of guy to the P400, which we've had a look at before. P400 being one of my favorite cases at the moment. And this is a slightly cheaper variant of it. It's not much cheaper, but the reason why I'm interested in this one is that it has a little bit more utility. This one's got the main difference being we've got a DVD bay on this one. So this answers the issue of that niche people who do exist out there who require a DVD drive or a Blu-ray drive or whatever. This is the alternate case that I'm using for them at the moment. So let's open this guy up and have a quick look. Right, so we do get a plastic window as standard on this one. I believe there is a tempered glass variation, but I'm not 100% certain on that. I think it's out there somewhere. I'm pretty certain I've seen a tempered glass version of this on the Phanteks website, and that is available with smoked and unsmoked glass, I believe, as well. Because unfortunately, smoked glass is becoming a bit of a thing, and I'm not a fan of that because it's just like, awesome, let's have a really nice, beautifully clean window, and then let's tint it so we can't actually see through it anymore. Why? I don't understand the point. Stop you putting smoked glass on cases. I don't see the point. Anyway, so again, we've got the classic full-length enclosure on this one, which does have the removable port at the front here, so you can fit in a full-height rad if you want to. And also, we've got a Phanteks logo here that's got some cellophane over that. Looks a bit sketchy as a result, but that's why that's looking a bit fuzzy there. And also we've got this interesting little window so you can actually see what model power supply is fitted. Now that's kind of, okay, this has no function whatsoever, but it's actually kind of nice because sometimes you do put a really nice power supply into your computer and then if you have a case like this one in the enclosure, you don't get to see it. And it's kind of nice seeing the fancy brand on the side of your power supply when you know you were one of those good guys that went and spent the money on the power supply. The other very distinctive thing about this case is that we do have 140mm fan at the back, so big exhaust at the back, and we've got dual 140mm fans up the top here, and again that's probably we've got 120 and 140 rails down the front, so you can basically put whatever you want in this case. And again, as I mentioned, as you can see, we've got the DVD drive bay up the top there. And the nice thing is it's just that single bay. So if you just want that drive, you can have it and still have all of this open space for water cooling. You don't have to drop down to a case. You don't have to make that horrible decision that if you need the optical bay, you then have to have a full height drive cage in the computer, because I'm not a fan of that either. I think we're kind of past that stage now. So yeah, moving up to the top of the case. Nice clean top. We've got this big, huge vent at the top with a magnetic grille on it. Nice. I love it. This is I wouldn't call this a premium case, but it's not cheap either. So it's really nice that it actually has this magnetic grille on top. That's something that a lot of brands do not bother supplying. So like that a lot. The side panel itself felt a little bit flimsy. And again, that plastic window, that's going to scratch easily. So watch out for that. So side panel, yeah, it could be better, but the actual case itself feels pretty solidly built. I'm fairly happy with that. So yeah, we do also have the extra bits that the P400 does as well. We've got the little doors here. You can poke the cables through these. I also believe that you can get optional drive cages that mount in here as well, which is the other thing that these things are for. So yeah. And we've got cable management here. This bit sticks out a notable amount, so there should be a nice sizable cable void at the back there. So yeah, let's take off the back and have a look around there. Okay, so flipping the case around, as predicted, we've got a fairly nice void here for putting cables in. We've got the Velcro tiebacks as standard on most of the Phanteks cases. This is a nice touch. I really like having these Velcro tiebacks here. We've got some built-in control of some description here. What do we actually have? I think this might just be to power lights in the case, which is kind of excessive. What does that actually power? Yeah, I'm pretty certain that this is just to power the light on the case, because this thing doesn't have built-in RGB lighting, so bit of a waste of time having that there, but fine, whatever. We'll find out later if that's actually necessary or not. We'll investigate that in a minute. Let's see what's in the box, because we might have some extra stuff in there that will reveal what the purpose of the power line is. This thing doesn't come with LEDs, does it? No, I didn't think so. Yeah, so basically, this is here so you can power an LED strip off this. We've got a power line for an LED strip. However, it's optional on this particular spec that I've purchased. If you buy one of these with an LED strip, or you buy the optional LED strip, you've got the wiring built into the case for that. So that's kind of nice that the wiring is there. We'll probably be able to leave this disconnected when we build in this thing anyway. Past that, we've got a selection of screws, some zip ties. We've also got some long screws for use with water cooling rads and stuff like that. Also, you can just do through fan screws, which is a nice touch as well. And I think that is our lot. Everything else is just quick start guide. So last item of business around the front. So on the front, we've got the full height fan there. So that is not bad. Is it filtered? Yes, it's filtered. How easy is that filter to get to? Can that pull off? How does this work? Yep, that front panel just pops off, and then that filter just comes out of those clips there, so that's nice and easy to clean out. And notice that the front panel, that hangs out there, so this just comes straight off. So nice and easy to clean, nice and easy to work with. I'm just going to pop out that blanking plate because I know I'm going to take that out during the build, so it just saves me a job there. Cool. Okay, so then the actual front panel on the side here, I've seen better. We've got a reset switch there. Dual USB 3 ports, but as you can see, kind of the cheap, nasty type of USB 3 ports. They're not actually, they're not very well fitted. So, nah, those are okay. They're okay. Not overly impressed with that, but it's fine. The case is about sort of 50 or 60 pounds, so it is what it is. Then finally, the one last thing that I didn't mention around the back as well, we do have we've got a single 2.5 inch bay here, and that pops off, and then you can move that round to the front. So if you've got a super fancy if you've got a super fancy 2.5 inch drive, you can front mount that if you want and put it on show if you're that kind of person, which I am not. However, it's optional, and that's very easy to move. So, yeah. Cool. All right, let's build a computer in this thing.
Hide me away in the dark that conceals the things I've left to say. Been led astray, cast aside as I bide, but I just cannot stay. Don't leave me to the doubts in my head, asking if I'll ever make it out alive. And I question if it's okay instead to begin in a brand new life. Draped in starlight, draped in starlight, draped in starlight, air of moonlight. Night turns to day, catch a dream, let it burn until it fades to gray. My thoughts decay, though still lost in my head, the things I can't convey. When the brightest light escapes from my eyes, I begin to set these stars aglow. And in that moment that I look to the skies, it's in me you begin to show. Draped in starlight, draped in starlight, draped in starlight, I'll shine bright. Draped in starlight, draped in starlight. Transcending thoughts depart, just from my soul they told, through steeples and gravestones of those who came before. Draped in starlight, draped in starlight, draped in starlight, oh starlight, draped in starlight, draped in starlight, draped in starlight, air of moonlight.
Okay, our build is complete, and yeah, very straightforward to build in. Comments during the build? Well, there's gallons and gallons of space in this. The little bit of extra width you've got, this is quite a wide boy, this case, and that little bit of extra width just means that there is a shed load of cable dump space in this thing, and that is very important if you've got an enormous oversized power supply in there. So if you're using obnoxiously large components, this case is going to suit you really well. Overall quality of the thing was pretty decent, very happy with it. And also, like, the ability to plumb in all the cables with the pre-fitted cable ties and so on, very handy. One thing I did discover during the build, I got very confused by what I thought was the reset button around here. Actually, turns out it's not a reset button. It's a color button. It changes the color of your RGB lighting if you have that connected up. So not a reset button. It's actually the magic RGB button. So there's our red LED light. We try pushing that button, and yes, there we go. We have an RGB power light. And yeah, if we had an RGB LED strip hooked up to that as well, that would change the color of all the RGB lights. I believe you can actually hold this button down to do cool stuff as well. Okay, I held it down and it went out completely, so that's obviously an off-on thing. I wonder if there's any more functions buried in there. I've heard that the P400 has got other LED effects when you press the LED button in certain ways, but I don't know what they are off the top of my head, so I'm not going to go through that now. But the point is, it's an RGB button, not a reset button. So yeah, that sums up this case. I'm very happy with it overall. And that DVD drive just gives you that little bit of extra utility that you need. Although do watch out for the cable run length to get power up to it, a little bit tricky in some instances. And definitely one of the party pieces of this case that I noticed while I was building it is the fact that you can actually mount the fans between the internal chassis and the external panels. As you saw me doing on the front, you can do the same thing with the top ones. The top panel that the fans mount to is actually fully removable. You can mount your fans on the outside of it and then put them in, and that is really good if you want to have your fans on show, because it puts them right up against the grill where you can see them. It also makes the interior look cleaner and more exposed, and it means you can have your water cooling rad really exposed, and it looks really cool, because you want your fans visible from the outside but not on the inside, I think. So yeah, I really liked that effect. Other than that, no complaints. It's a cracking case, it's a cracking price. Definitely recommend. So for those of you who are saying, I want a modern interior layout case without full height drive cages, but I need that optical drive bay, this is the case for you. So yeah, thanks a lot for watching everyone. I'll see you all next time. Goodbye for now.